Aquarius, welcome to March 2025, and I am going to give you a pick a pile reading to help you make it through. We're going to work with Goddess Lilith. She gave us some cards today to help with the energy. Some pretty heavy energy here. So this is what we're going to do, right? I want you to take a look at each pile. Pile 1 is here with our girl Piper Peach. Pile 2 is here with our girl Lizzie. And pile 3 is here with our girl Watermelon. Figure out which pile is for you while I do the introduction. And then I'm going to tell you what Goddess Lilith has to say about what you can do to have a better life or easier life, I'm going to say, in March of 2025. If you're seeing this and your moon, sun, or rising sign is in Aquarius, this is a video for you. All right, so you pick your pile. I am QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to anyone and everyone who might like it too. Please drop us a positive message in our comment section. And let's see, if you want to get a reading done, all my information is going to be underneath this video. Also, I'll put underneath this video at the very top where you can purchase any of these decks or one of these cute little Yummiland dolls if you want one. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to tell you what it says in your pile. So if you're here, you're in pile number 1 with Piper Peach. Let's see. This is your card from the Black Moon Lilith deck. So you got the Black Moon Lilith in Libra, okay? So those of you in pile number 1, this is a really important card, okay? I hope that you just picked one pile because there's a lot going on in these cards. So trust me, you don't want to be doing all these piles at the same time. Make sure you just picked one pile. So if pile number 1 is your pile, your first card is about relationships. It's about how you show up in relationships, how you don't show up in relationships. And it's all relationships, love relationships, family relationships, co-worker relationships, relationships with your kids, your god sister, relationships with other people on the planet. It's all your relationships, and it's asking you to look at them. Are they healthy is the question. Let's just cut to the chase because Lilith is a blunt. Lilith is a blunt goddess, okay? She cuts to the chase. Are your relationships healthy? Are they codependent? Are they equal? Are they unequal? Are you being taken advantage of? What is the power dynamic going on in your relationship? Is your husband controlling you? Is your wife controlling you? Is your mother controlling you? What is happening in your relationships? And making sure that they're balanced. This is the month to look at that. For those of you that the answer is no, that they're not balanced, this is the month to change things within yourself. What is keeping you in these unbalanced relationships? And what can you do to heal that? What can you do to change that? Because for some of you, it's going to be breaking these cycles. For some of you, it could be leaving. You know, Lilith left Adam. Lilith was Adam's first wife before Eve, and she left him because he tried to control her. So it would make sense that this card would come up in this vibration. So any of you who are in a control situation or a situation where you don't feel worthy or you feel less than, those of you who have a bad, a bad relationship, a bad marriage, you need to be looking at these. And those of you who have a good situation, any situations that are good, because most of us have some good ones and some not so good ones. So the ones that are good, we should be appreciating them, cherishing them, nurturing them, and loving those partnerships and having balance in those partnerships. So that's what this card is all about, achieving that balance in all of your relationships. And you might be sitting here thinking, how do I do that? Well, it's different for all of you. Some of you, it may require a professional, a third party, a counselor, a therapist, a lawyer, a divorce. Different people is going to have different answers. Everybody doesn't have the same answer. Everybody's answer is not run away. And for some of us, it's run and run now, So you have to look at your situation And if you're very uncertain, message me and I'll be glad to give you your own reading. So let's see what else did Lilith tell us about you. Oh, your card is the Dancer. And this is interesting to me too, because your card is the Dancer and your Dancer is reversed. So when your Dancer comes up reversed, and for some of you, this is because of those relationships I just talked about. And for some of you, there could be other reasons. But what they're saying is that some of you are going to feel intimidated. Some of you are going to feel out of sync, uncoordinated. Some of you are going to be moving like in slow motion or mopey. Some of you are just going to be letting things hold you back, like fears or people or mistakes. Some of y'all just need to loosen up and find your footing again. So a lot of you in pile 1, March is going to be really a time of taking your power back, seriously, and really starting to get back into your own groove. Remember how Stella got her groove back? Some of y'all need to get your groove back. And some of you, your groove is gone because of who you're in relationships with. So it all goes full circle. Your cards is really talking today. Pile 1, but you're a superstar. Okay? Pile 1, you are a superstar. Even though some of y'all don't know that. This card, that's what it's telling us. Yes, some of y'all don't know you're a superstar. Some of you just forgot, because you've been doing whatever you've been doing for so long with these people. The energy has been dimmed. And it's time for you to regain it again. It says here, among all the stars, there is one superstar shining more brightly than the rest, and it is yours. This card indicates that you were born under a lucky star, and it is guiding you and protecting you. It is responding to the situation with a loud yes, whatever your question. Your star tells you that it is the way to go. You are invited to move ahead with all your personal flamboyance, for you are a superstar. So some of y'all, it's like get back into your groove because you're a superstar and you're letting things hold you back. That's really what this is telling us. Lilith also told me to tell you people's stories. So each one of you has a card. Each group has a card of someone's story. And she said that this story relates to what's going on with you this month. So pile number 1, your story is coming from the Temperance card, okay? So I'm going to tell you about your story. The story here is from Angeline Tubbs. That is the woman that you see standing on that cliff right there. So how does her story connect to you, Aquarius? Well, this month you are Angeline Tubbs. So let's listen to her story and I'll explain. Angeline Tubbs was an old woman who lived in Saratoga Springs, New York in the early 1800s. She told fortunes for a living and performed ritual magic designed to lengthen her life. Angeline, known as the Witch of Saratoga, was said to use her magic to control storms. And during the worst weather, she was seen standing over the shore of Saratoga Lake laughing at the wind and rain and waves. One of her rituals summoned the demon Azazel, who supposedly would keep her alive so long as her cats were alive. The people of Saratoga did not regard her with animosity, and some upper-class citizens became her clients. Her most popular service was horoscopes and astrological charts for young women hoping to find a husband. So that's cool. You're in pretty decent company. She's loved by the community. She tells fortunes, takes care of her cats. I mean, what's not to like? She seems really nice. She's laughing at the waves, trying to help with the storms. I don't know about summoning demons, but the rest of this doesn't look too bad. Now, the Temperance card indicates moderation, frugality, and movement, and can assist a raising or lowering of the reader's fortunes. On the card, Angeline is depicted controlling the storm. One hand is pointed towards the water while the other is pointing to the earth. Temperance reminds us to look in both directions before making a decision. Angeline lived a life of simplicity, earning little money and spending what she had on her cats. So this card may be a warning to be more carefully it may be a warning to more carefully govern your finances. So pile number 1, Remember the other card told us something about the answer is yes? Well, this card here says that there's questions. So, whatever questions you have, the answer is yes. So, whatever you were thinking about when I said that, more than likely is what they're talking about. That's the first part I saw here. Then I saw here that many of you need to be careful with your finances. We are in a very difficult time with trade wars and things going on. You need to be saving, not spending. This is not a time to be, cutting loose. It is a time to be making decisions. It is a time to be, only spending really what you have to. It's a time to be weathering through storms because it looks like there's going to be, a lot of decisions to be made and a lot of storms to brave. So yeah, this doesn't look bad at all. So pile one, this is what they're telling you to take from Angeline Tubbs' story. Here's your finances, pile one. Transporter. So again, look at the bottom. Financial matters. Taking action in financial matters. So she just mentioned finances just a second ago. So anybody in pile one, I want you to be really careful with your finances. I want you to be saving. Seriously, because you got two indications of being careful with that. So let's read the card. First, it says this card is a good indicator that things will start moving for you rather quickly. So some of you in this pile, things are going to start moving. Maybe they've been sluggish as far as money is concerned or career is concerned. So that's going to happen with some of you. Some of you is talking about actual careers in transportation, like you might work for Amtrak or SEPTA or, a bus company or something like that, or USPS or something like that. Because it says here some of you may actually drive, work for Uber, be a taxi driver. Or you could be involved in shipping, like I said, with UPS or something like that, the Amazon, post office, that kind of thing. And some of you have to travel for work, or may be traveling for work, or may want a job that requires traveling for work. So that's cool. And then the other one was some of you will have a financial matter that needs addressing that's going to come up. So that's why I was saying be really careful with your spending. All right, let's take a look at your love. Oh, yeah, this is your love card. I had asked Lilith to give us one card for our love lives. And I was like, look at this deck that she picked. My goodness. She picked quite a doozy. This deck right here gives you the false twin flame. So those of you in pile number one, I'm going to tell you what this is. This is a card about people coming up that talk the talk but don't walk the walk. So you may have a man right now, sisters, that's in your inbox like my sister, my queen. Let's go off the grid and buy some land together and raise some feral kids. You may have that kind of individual in your ear, and they might talk a good one, but you come to find out that they already got kids they're not taking care of. You come to find out that they're still married to their ex, they never signed the divorce papers. You find out that maybe they put their hands on somebody in ways they wasn't supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So basically, this is a person that knows how to talk the language, but they're not your twin flame. They're not. They're pretending to be to get something from you. Sex, time, money, someplace to stay. Maybe they're just wasting your time and sucking off your energy the way narcissists do. So yeah, that one is telling you that somebody is pretending to be your twin flame this month, who is not. So be very careful for this kind of person. These kind of people get on my nerves. I'm gonna be straight up with you because they're so deceptive. You don't have to pretend to be anything to do anything nowadays. You can be honest with people. You can say, what you're after nowadays, and a lot of people will respect you more because you told the truth. But everybody has not learned that yet. So be careful because one of those types of people, power number one, has their eyes on tricking you. All right, pile number one, not too bad. Got some warnings, got some storms, but you can weather them. Now we're going to go to pile number two. I'm sorry, that was pile number one. I'm going to pile number two. There we go. All right, two. Two. Oh, my. You got the Phoenix, too. Two what this indicates is great change. And when I say great change, I mean great change. This is the kind of change that changes your life forever. It's like somebody passing away, somebody being born. This is a big change. Moving from a place, losing a job that you had for 25 years or something like that. This is a big change. And for some of you, these are going to come crashing in out of nowhere. It's going to be upheaval. It's going to be transition. It's going to be transformation. It's going to be scary. But the cards are telling you in this one that this is just part of the process that you're going through. This is part of your journey. And they're saying that if you can relax and release your attachments, you will realize that what's happening is going to happen for your soul's growth. And you're going to regenerate. That's going to end up being a good thing. Think about the phoenix, right? The mythology of the phoenix. The phoenix is really cool because the phoenix rises out of the ashes. So what happens is that the phoenix, it goes down. It goes down into the earth, and it catches fire, and it burns out, and it's nothing but ash left. And then out of that ash, an egg hatches, and another phoenix rises out of it. So the phoenix never dies, it's just reborn. Like, think about reincarnation theory. The soul just keeps on resurrecting. That's the phoenix. So whatever is happening to you right now, or is going to happen to you right now, yeah, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be shocking for many of you. It's going to come out of nowhere for many of you. But it's not the end of the world, because you're going to regenerate and you're going to raise back up. Like the phoenix, you will raise back out of the ashes. Now, check this out, right? This card right here is the widow. So for some of you, this is going to be a literal death. That's why I made mention of it. Some of you are going to, lose someone, or maybe you yourself, may go cross over, because the first card was about death. It's about rebirth for many people, but for some people, it's about a literal death. And the widow card then comes up. That's how I know for some of you, it will be literal. This card says that the widow may signal that you're in the process of moving on from one phase of your life to the next. You may also be ready to finish mourning a loss or difficult situation. She may also signal that you've accepted forces that are out of your control with dignity and grace. Perhaps something will be handed down to you. You have to decide how you receive it. So you see, for some of you, it's about a change, a big, major life change that comes out of nowhere. Some of you are aware of it, but it's still going to be huge. Some of you, it's going to be a situation where somebody does pass over. Some of you have already been mourning something that happened. Some of you are getting over something that happened. Some of you, it's just a difficult situation. But remember to handle it with dignity. These difficulties with dignity and grace. Some of you will receive an inheritance, people who deal with actual physical death. And then remember I said some people, you yourself are transitioning. And so it's, again, not a death, it's basically a rebirth. So there's a lot going on in this pile. So pile 2, there may be a lot of grief, so you got to be real gentle on yourself, pile 2. Pile 2, you are represented by Chief Leather Lips. Okay? And this is what Chief Leather Lips' story is here to teach you. Let's find him in the book. There he is, right here. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. Chief Leather Lips was an important chief of the Wyandot Nation who advocated peaceful cooperation with the United States as it expanded further westward into native territory. His Wyandot name was Sha Te Ya Ranya, but on account of the chief's honest dealings and his reputation for never breaking his word, the settlers called him Leather Lips. In early 1810, Chief Tecumseh sent a delegation to persuade Leather Lips to turn against the Americans and join his confederation of Indian nations. Leather Lips refused, and consequently, Tecumseh's brother accused him of bewitching the delegation and demanded he be put to death. Leather Lips didn't fight his accusers, but did accept their judgment. and he was executed with a tomahawk. Afterwards, Tecumseh was defeated at the disastrous Battle of Tippecanoe, while Leather Lips was celebrated as a martyred hero. So those of you in Pile 2, you are this hero. Keep your dignity. Keep your respect for yourself. Keep your integrity. Keep your word. That's first and foremost. This card is about communication. So keep your word. And it says here that it also represents authority, management, and someone who approaches a problem from an intellectual angle. So be stoic in your approach to dealing with problems from here on out. And we saw that there were some problems coming. It can also indicate spying or intense examination. So some of you are spying on someone or being spied on. Like somebody might be like watching you online or something like that. Is your ex, in your, on your page watching you, Some of you have that going on. And some of you have maybe other types of examinations going on, people watching you. So be really careful with that vibration. All right. This one is called The Past. Pile 2, let me read you your past card. Let me move this over. Pile 2, it says here, something from the past is coming back. Perhaps an old job or an unfinished project. So some of you might be going back to an old job or finishing up an old project, or maybe an old coworker has come back around, or maybe your old job wants you to come back. It could be something like that for many of you. Others, it says, look to the past to understand the future, a lesson, an experience, or an old skill. So maybe some of you could be going back to an industry that you might have left, or you might have put down for a little while, or maybe you were in college and now you're going back to finish your degree or to get a second or a third degree or a master's degree. So for some of you, it could be that, something building upon skills from the past. And you also could be earning or receiving money from something you did in the past. So some of you might have done some work you never got paid for. Maybe somebody owes you money. It's saying that it's that kind of a thing. Oh yeah, check this out, right? This is your love life card. Your love life card is out of balance. So I was like, well, what is the out of balance card? I couldn't understand what Lilith meant by out of balance. And she said, hidden secrets. So this card is telling us that some of you are feeling out of balance, or some of you, your lover is feeling out of balance because there's hidden secrets. So for some of you, you might just feel like something ain't right, or the person that you're deceiving may know that something ain't right. So it's secrets going on in your love life. And if you have no secrets and it's not you, then it's the other person. Okay. And for many of you, these might be secrets from a past relationship. Maybe you're not even in it anymore because these secrets are coming up as being from the past. And some of them are going to be, making you feel out of balance, and some may be from the present tense. So be very careful, pile number 2, because there's some hidden secrets going on in your love life. And if you're the one that's keeping secrets, be honest, because clearly the person already know that you lying. They already know something ain't right. So just be honest with them. Be honest with the people that you're involved with. And pile 2, you should be learning right now. So remember they mentioned that before, the skills. So you should be learning skills. Some of you, it will be formal education. Some of you will be reading or learning things online. But it says this card is about work and attaining goals. You are invited to explore, to study, to deepen your knowledge. The more you master your subject, the harder it will be to knock you down. You will soon receive some news or learn something. Draw the lessons you need from that and keep moving towards the future. So this is all about knowledge. Keep getting that knowledge. All right. It looks like we're done with pile 2. That was it, pile 2. So pile 2, that was quite a lot. And if anybody who has, someone who passes away, you have my condolences. I lost my best friend last year, and I am still reeling from it. So I totally understand. Now we're going to go to pile 3 and see what interesting things pile number 3 is going to get. All right, Aquarius. Let's see. Oh, yes. I remember this one. All right, so let me tell y'all something real quick. Let me pull this up like this. Before I read these, I want you to know, Aquarius, that there is a trigger warning here. This is of a very serious nature. Okay, so if you have issues with sex, sexuality, trauma, if any of that kind of stuff disturbs you, and you don't want to watch this, and you're in pile three or you're not in pile three, um, I understand that. I just want to give out, this trigger warning before I get into it. Okay, now I'm going to begin. So this is the card that Lilith gave pile number three. She said that many of you have sexual traumas, power struggles, different things along those lines going on. Some of you is just that you're not pleasing yourself as far as self pleasure, self love. Maybe you're celibate, but you still need to please yourself. It's about tapping into that primordial side. Some of you are engaging in sex magic and it's positive, and some of you are engaging and it's not. Some of you need to do more self love work. Some of you need to see therapy or seek some kind of counseling for the sexual trauma that you've experienced. Whatever your case is, you know what that is. Some of you are very interested in the occult and spirituality and things like that, and need to learn more before you get into anything. Do research, learn, slow your roll, you know. So, whichever one of these is coming up for you, this is under the vibration of Scorpio. So, whatever one is coming up for you is fine, but just consider it, because Lilith is all about pleasuring yourself, tapping into that energy. She's the kind of goddess that is open to sexuality for pleasure, not just for procreation. She loves procreation. She loves fertility. She loves babies. She loves dolls. That's why I use these dolls today. Lilith loves dolls. But she's also somebody who loves to pleasure herself in sensuality. For Lilith, sexual relationships don't have to be about procreation. It's about empowering yourself that way, but only when it is empowering. Some of you are being controlled. Someone else is controlling your sex and sexuality. Your partners, or your parents telling you how to do things and how not to. Some of you need to put up boundaries. Some of you still stuck to lovers from the past because their energy through sex is still inside of you, and you need to cleanse yourself and release that. So those of you who were in pile number three, we're talking about traumas, and we're talking about a lot of sexual traumas, or traumas that have to do with power dynamics in your life. Okay, this is a powerful one. I want you really to think about this. Some of you, I know some people who have decided to be celibate. I 100% agree with that, because it's something I do as well. But you still have to make sure that you're pleasing yourself, you know, in whatever way you see fit. So that's your card number one for pile number three. Now, this card goes along with this. Isn't she cute? They're telling you to tap into this energy, the coquette energy. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Please let me know in the comment section if I did not. But this is French, I believe. And basically, what it's telling you, pile number three, is to tap into the fun, flirty, attractive chemistry, charismatic energy of sex and sexuality. You should be flirting, you should be playing, you should be laughing, you should be talking, dressing sexy. Look at her little sexy outfit, got a little tattoo out, little tight pants on. They're telling you to tap into that energy in yourself for many of you. Some of you already are, and some of you need to. It says here, use your honey, use your sweet talking, use that energy. Grandma always said you get more flies with honey than with vinegar. More flies with honey than vinegar. So use your sweetness, use your sweet side when trying to persuade somebody, even if it's not a romantic situation. When you're trying to persuade somebody in a negotiation, be sweet. Don't, you gotta be shrewd. You gotta be businesslike. You gotta be diplomatic. But you got to also balance it with that sweetness they're saying for you in pile number three. Come with that. That energy is going to get you far, is what they're telling me. You know how to read people, read the room, read people, tap into their emotional energy. Make sure you know how you have these in-depth, intense conversations with them. Connect with people. So power number 3, that is sexy energy. I like that. Power number 3. The night. Lilith is also a goddess of the night. And that interesting, that energy goes with the first 2 cards too. The nightlife, putting on your sexy outfit and dancing and partying and flirting. So this goes with this. So it says night. Sometimes life throws us into a dark night, be it gentle or tormented. This is necessary so that we may start afresh on the right footing, on solid ground. As after a good night's sleep, the bigger your pain and disappointments, the greater will be your rewards and joy if you're ready to walk the path to get there. Don't be afraid. Keep going, illuminated by your own inner light. The more you move towards truth, the more your actions will be aligned with who you truly are. And the more you will shine bright and the sun will finally come back. So for some of you, it's going to be enjoying the night, having a good time. And for some of you, it's going to be dark situations like we talked about in the first card. Healing, shadow work, stuff like that. But it's going to be okay. The light will come back out again. Just have faith and follow. Now, this is your person. Let's see what your person's story is to tell you. Let's see. Your person is the 10 of Wands. Let's see her name. Her name is Margaret Aiken. Margaret Aiken was an accused Scottish witch who became a witch finder in the service of the government. When she was arrested on suspicion of being a witch, she avoided torture by quickly confessing that she had participated in many rituals to summon the devil and had made a pact with Satan. She says she had the ability to identify a witch by peering into their eyes. The witch hunters took her seriously and began touring Scotland, putting her powers to work. Hundreds of innocent people were put to death based on Margaret's testimony. In Glasgow, she was exposed as a fraud and was burned at the stake. Her ruse proved an embarrassment to King James VI, and he suspended further witch hunts for the rest of his reign. Well, it's good that she got her just desserts. First of all, it was good. That's karma. That is serious karma right there. I'm glad she got exposed as a fraud. I'm sorry innocent people had to get killed because of it. I do understand though. She was powerless and she was trying to get out of a bad situation. And this card is the 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands is about being in an oppressive situation, a difficult situation. And she very much was. I don't think she made the right decision, but I think it's a hard decision to make. To know that all you got to do is throw somebody else under the bus to save yourself may look attractive at the time, but it's a very despicable act and it lacks integrity. So it must have been really hard. And then to get burned anyway. So all she really did was prolong, her life. She still got burned at the stake. The 10 of Wands is a card that usually represents oppression and difficulties. However, it can also indicate fortune and success that will come after passing through those challenges. So this story is telling you in pile number 3 that many of you will have fortune and success, but you may go through some difficulties, some shadows, some darkness. There is some fear and cowardice in this card. Do not be a fearful coward. Don't be a coward, period. And if you're fearful, that's fine. Just push through the fears and don't harm other people. Like Margaret's fear at being tortured, which led her to needlessly condemn others to death simply to save herself. She did not go to the flames with an honorable heart, but was instead screaming in terror. So she is a dishonorable person who died screaming in terror of all the people that she condemned to death. And I feel sorry for her. I really do. I get it. She was basically just playing the cards that she was dealt, but the way that she played them is just dishonorable. It's despicable. So please don't do that, pile number 3. Even if your butt is on the line, please don't do that. Pile number 3, some of you, your card comes up for career. So some of you, your career may involve making some healthy changes to your body so you can do other things you want to do. It says here some situations that need resolution will be resolved and healed. So some things that are affecting your money and finances and career. Consider careers in the medical field, massage therapy, or any healing work. So some of you are healers, of course. It's time to replenish your energy and fully energize to prepare for what's next. So you should be healing yourself as well. And lastly, here is your love card. Aquarius, none of us did very well with love this month. But you did the best, pile 3. For some of you, it's just self-doubt. It's self-doubt. I mean, doubts about yourself as a partner, how you show up as a partner, if you should show up as a partner, are you a good partner? Do you want to be a partner? I often question that one my whole lifetime. So many of you are going to have a lot of self-doubt in your love life. And that's okay, because as you work through those doubts, you'll come up with answers. So many of us, even if we're in a relationship, are having some difficulties with our romance vibration this month, Aquarius. And if you're not, give the rest of us some pointers in the comment section. Because these love life cards, none of these came out too good. So let me know which pile was yours, and let me know what you think about these particular cards. I'm definitely going to give you more information on Lilith. I'm going to do a video about her because I want to talk about her. She's a nurturing, beautiful energy, and so many people think otherwise, and I want to set the record straight. So come back soon because I got a whole lot more to say. See you later, Aquarius.